Calling the roll for the Monday, March 17, 2025 Board of Control meeting. It is 11 a.m. We have Levine Ross serving as an alternate for Meredith Turner.
Present.
Councilmember Michael Hauser.
Here.
Councilmember Robert Slepper.
Here.
Nicole English serving as an alternate for Mike Dever.
Here.
Catherine Gallagher serving as an alternate for Chris Renee, County Executive.
Here.
Lee Tucker serving as an alternate for Michael Chambers, Fiscal Officer, and as a chairperson.
Here.
Paul Porter.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We could take a few seconds to review the minutes from March 10th and let me know if there are any corrections. Hearing no corrections, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by, who said that? Councilman Schlepper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. Any public comments?
No public comment.
Moving on to contracts and awards.
New items for review. First item, BC 2025-179. Department of Public Works submitting an RFP exemption, which will result in an award recommendation to Software Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $7,301.20 for renewal of Donor Perfect online subscription software and support to be used by the County Animal Shelter for the period February 9, 2025 through February 9, 2026, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, everyone. Tom Pavich, Public Works. This is approval of the annual subscription PO with software. It's for the Donor Perfect software that the animal shelter uses. This manages all of their donations, all of their fundraising activities. It's a full turnkey solution. I think we've been using it since 2018. I think in the beginning we'd bid this out every year, and the deliverable, they were the only vendor that's ever provided anything that can meet what our specifications were. Eventually we worked with IT to have it added to the IT standards list, so this is just the annual subscription for that.
Questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ross. All those in favor say aye. Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-180. Department of Public Works submitting an amendment to a contract with Patriot Industrial Technologies Limited for water treatment chemicals and services for boiler and air conditioning equipment at various county buildings for the period May 2nd, 2022 through December 31st, 2024, to extend the time period to September 30th, 2025, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $22,500, which includes a contingency reserve of $7,650 effective upon signatures of all parties.
Good morning, Tom Pavich again, Public Works. This is an amendment with Patriot. It's just for 9 months till the end of September, so the contract had ended. We did a formal process to bid out. Unfortunately, we had 2 bids that were submitted. We had to throw both of those bids out. So we actually have to go back out to bid, so this is just an extension to give us time to go out and rebid this for a new contract. So this vendor provides treatment for all the HVAC units, like the boilers and all the HVAC units.
Any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Schlepper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next
Thank you.
item.
Next item, BC 2025-181. Department of Public Works submitting an amendment to a contract with Carvo Companies Incorporated for resurfacing of Sheldon Road from Ingle Road to Smith Road in the cities of Brook Park and Middleburg Heights in connection with the 2021 through 2024 Transportation Improvement Program for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $353,212.41.
Nicole English with Public Works. This is an amendment to a construction project. It is nearly complete. There will be a final that will take decreases, so the price is probably going to come down in the final. But these were added costs. We did supply the itemized list in the council questions, mostly due to around the highway I-71, when they started looking at the pavement, there was a lot of full depth repair that needed to be done. And while you're there, you might as well do it because we won't be back probably for 20 years. So now was the time to do it. We still have federal funding, and actually the total is still under the engineer's estimate at this point in time.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Ross. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-182. Department of Public Works submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Industrial Water Management LLC for water mitigation services in the amount not to exceed $125,000, which includes a contingency of $35,085 for additional preventative disinfection services effective upon signatures of all parties for a period of 1 year, and submitting a contract with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Matt Reimer with the Department of Public Works. This is a continuation of existing services provided by this vendor approved under BC 2025-131 in late February. This is the implementation phase, which represents why there's a new contract presented here, which actually involves the services that are going to be involved to mitigate the recommendations that were delivered under the previous contract. This is for a year, and with the contingency amount is representative of if we need, at the county's discretion, need to extend the period of treatment depending on the results that we get back from our next test event. Happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilman Schlepper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Thank you.
Next item, BC 2025-183, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to Advisec Technologies LLC and the amount not to exceed $192,907.51 for the purchase of 6 HPE Synergy 480 Gen 11 servers and 2 HPE Synergy 12,000 CTO frame, various accessories and support for migration to the new chassis located at the Columbus Data Center and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. This is purchasing a chassis and server blades. They go down to the Columbus Data Center. They're replacing current chassis that are roughly 10 to 15 years old. An example is HP last sold one in 2014. So they're out of service period. Our virtualization software will not support it anymore, so it starts presenting a security risk. So we're replacing those.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Hauser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-184, Department of Information Technology on behalf of the Sheriff's Department submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Celebrate Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $34,440 for the purchase of items 1 through 3 as listed on the printed agenda and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for the Department of Information Technology. This purchase of this software for the Sheriff's Department is digital forensic software. This allows them to download cell phone information, other mobile information for analysis. My understanding is it's just the volume of the downloads just cannot store on one detective's computer, so it stays in the cloud, and then that also allows that to be shared with other detective agencies and other investigating parties.
Brianna, I have a question. This is just a follow-up from executive review. So this price currently, is this the entire contract or is it an addition contract? Because IT is picking up the cost of this. So can you kind of walk me through what's what?
Yes, so Celebrate is the overall software. That's their digital forensic software in general. This is adding on the Guardian portion, so this is allowing them to keep information in the cloud and then access that
So
through
this
the cloud.
add-on, the
So this is
IT
adding on.
Department of IT is paying for just this add-on?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Schlepper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-185, Department of Information Technology submitting an RFP exemption which will result in an award recommendation to Cake.com Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $10,332.60 for the purchase of Clockify's annual standard software license subscription for the period February 28, 2025 through February 28, 2026, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Brianna Witt for Department of Information Technology. This software, our Clockify software, allows us to track all of our time. This is used by all of the IT employees, so that allows them to track their time down to the minute. We usually use it to the 15 minutes. But this allows us to have, we can go back and we can look at how much time was spent on a project. We can look and delineate how much time was spent on the GIS, so we can charge back the Real Estate Assessment Fund and just various purposes. Just provides really granular control.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item?
Is this a new contract or is this a renewal?
So this is a renewal. The company changed their name from Coing to Cake.com. So it's a new vendor in our system, but it's a continuation of the service we had before.
Thank you. Are there any additional questions on this item? Hearing no additional questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Schlepper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-186, Clerk of Court submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to United States Postal Service and the amount not to exceed $475,000 for the purchase of refill postage for the period March 1st, 2025 through August 1st, 2025, in accordance with Civil Rule Number 4 of the Ohio Rules of Civil Procedures, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Angela Williamson. I'm here on behalf of our Clerk of Courts, Naila Bird. The item before you today is a request for funds to refill our postage meter, which will allow the Clerk of Courts to continue to fulfill their statutorily required duties. These funds are built into our annual approved budget.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Ms. English. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2025-187, Sheriff's Department submitting an RFP exemption which will result in award recommendation to OD Security North America LLC and the amount not to exceed $190,750 for a joint cooperative purchase of one Soder RS full-body security scanning system, and submitting a purchase order with said RFP exemption.
Good morning, Chris Costa, Sheriff's Department. This is a joint co-op purchase for one full-body scanner. This can be placed in central booking. This also includes a 5-year warranty with a 5-year software license.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Second by Councilman Schlepper. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Moving on to consent agenda items, BC 2025-188 and BC 2025-189.
We can take a moment to review the consent agenda items and let me know if there's any questions. If there's no questions, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda items. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hauser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next, any additional items?
No other business?
Any additional public comment?
No public comment?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Hauser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you.